So I'm currently babysitting for a couple of friends of mine that are in New York City for a shoot, and their kids told me they want some Cheez-Its, so that's exactly what I'm gonna get started on. I've actually made these a couple times and I know the recipe by heart, so I started by thinly slicing some sharp cheddar and cheddar cheese, adding it to my food processor with 2 cups of flour, and I slowly added in a couple tablespoons of ice water before blending this again, and cubing 8 tablespoons of ice cold butter to add to the dough as well. And I just added this little by little to my dough while mixing in between until it formed a really thick dough that looks something like this. And now you want to work with this really quickly because you don't want the dough to get warm, so I added a very little bit to my floured baking sheet, and now I'm just gonna roll this out as thin as possible, and I cut this into squares, poked a hole in the middle of each one. I topped it with a little bit of flaky sea salt, and now I'm putting this into the oven on 375 degrees for 15 minutes while checking it halfway in between and shaking it. This is how it looked at 7 minutes in, and they were already starting to get all puffed up, but since there's a lot of cheese in these, you got to be really careful because there's a very fine line in between really golden and crispy and burnt. But this is how they came out. The house smells absolutely amazing, and these came out perfect. They were really light, crispy, airy, and the kids absolutely loved them.